Hello everyone, this is Bentley from Kent, Washington, and today we're going to look at a preview for the second part of my interview with Randy Reed, and this one is all about things like Project Piaba, cares, and saving the fish we love or protecting their wild habitats. I'm just going to do, kind of similar to before, we're going to do a little mashup of some of the stuff that comes out of that conversation just as a preview for you guys. Let me know down in the comments if you like these previews. I wanted to try it with the first major interview we're doing. It was kind of a thought to do these going forward with all of the interviews that I do. Not to say that my goal is to start doing a ton of interviews, but when I do get to do them, this is something that I thought would be kind of a fun little precursor to each interview to give you guys some kind of a little teaser of what you're going to get to see. So let me know down in the comments how much you like this. You ready?
All right.
Round two?
Let's do it. One of the anecdotes that I've shared before is, if the white rhinoceros is endangered, or the Siberian tiger, or pick your big, sexy mammal that people like to talk about, you can't just have one of those in your backyard and try to breed it, right?
Dang.
Like you can't do that. Oh, I thought you were going to do it. I was just going to sit here and listen.
I'm going to cheat.
Yeah.
And I think I remember I listened to that interview really intently. I actually listened to it twice.
There's a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah, there's so much information, especially from Scott. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. I'm going to link it.
Wait, not from me? What?
Yeah, no.
Assumption. I feel like that's a true statement.
I think it's a pretty safe one.
And I've read the most of this. I am bad ASS. Like, give me all the points and all the goodies. Which I think is perfectly fine. Like, I'm an incredibly competitive person, so BAP also kind of calls to me as well. But I think
are we gonna have to create a challenge here, Randy?
no, because you're gonna beat me unless it's something
not in plants though. It's fair.
Yeah,
not plants.
Yeah, certainly not in plants.
I used to work in marketing. This is
Sure.
how my brain rolls.
We'd rather have it's like Ready Player One. We'd rather have our virtual reality headset and go to the Oasis and do that instead of keep up a fish tank.
Yeah, I saw a fish tank in a video game once.
Yeah,
that was
like
cool.
we need to we need to focus on the demand side, and we also need to focus on the supply side. And maybe the advent of YouTube and all of this content out there to get people excited about fish keeping, maybe that's going to be enough. There's only like 2 dudes that have this fish, and you're going to be dude number 3. Like, that's super cool. But that's kind of a bad attitude to have. I don't know. I mean, it's whatever kind of fish you're into. I mean, there's going to be a care species for you.
I hope you guys enjoyed that preview and a look into that interview that is coming up this Saturday. So that is January the 4th. I'm gonna look at a calendar. 1 sec. 5th. January the 5th. But I really hope that some of the information there, like an example would be some of the stuff that Project Piaba is doing, the way that they are basically saving rainforest by keeping wild-caught fish in our hobby, and that it doesn't even really affect the wild population. A lot of times it's getting fish that would have died anyway. The incredible things like that, what ANGFA does to protect rainbow fish. I'm going to link to the story of the Running River rainbow fish at the end of this video, just because that'll give you an idea of how ANGFA works and the way that they try to conserve fish. Just all the amazing things that are out there that can shape and change the way that we look at our hobby, the way that we look at wild-caught fish, or the way that we might look at the fish we want to keep, because there aren't any more in the wild, or there's so few left in the wild that without us, they don't exist. And that's, if you're even the least bit on the conservation side of nature, you're green-minded, like Randy and I, that's something that really interests you. And part of why I love rainbow fish so much is because it gives me an opportunity to save something that could very well be destroyed in its natural habitat. And it lets me see these beautiful ornamental fish that, because they're not a food source, the locals might not care about them very much. Where maybe we can change that in the future. Maybe we can do things like Scott Dowd is doing, which there's a link to the interview down below and at the end of this video. Please watch that interview with Scott Dowd for Project Piaba from the Aquarist Podcast. It's an amazing interview. And Scott is just a really intriguing guy. But anyways, I hope this kind of lets you see a glimpse into a world maybe you didn't know about the fish keeping hobby, or maybe it just reaffirms your want to keep those fish that you are that maybe don't have a home in the wild or are critically endangered. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and stay awesome.